This is TechCrunch.
Spotify now has 500,000 video podcasts, which nearly 400 million users have watched. I'm Imran Sheikh, and your Wednesday Daily Crunch, featuring 3 big tech headlines, starts right now. The Information reports that Anthropic expects to generate as much as $70 billion in revenue and $17 billion in cash flow in 2028. The growth projections are fueled by rapid adoption of Anthropic's business products, a person with knowledge of the company's financials said. Last month, Reuters reported that Anthropic is projected to more than double and potentially nearly triple its annual revenue run rate next year. The company is reportedly on track to meet a goal of $9 billion in ARR by the end of 2025 and has set a target of $20 billion to $26 billion ARR for 2026. Anthropic expects its revenue this year from selling access to its AI models through an API to hit $3.8 billion, doubling the $1.8 billion revenue OpenAI expects to generate from API sales, per The Information. Claude Code is reportedly close to generating $1 billion in annualized revenue, up from about $400 million in July. In recent weeks, Anthropic's aggressive B2B strategy has become clearer. Microsoft and Anthropic recently began partnering to use Anthropic's models in Microsoft 365 apps and Copilot. Anthropic's also expanded its Salesforce partnership and plans to roll out its AI assistant Claude to hundreds of thousands of employees at Deloitte and Cognizant. OpenAI, Anthropic's main rival, recently valued at $500 billion, is also pursuing a B2B strategy coupled with a strong consumer push fueled by its 800 million weekly users. OpenAI expects to generate $13 billion in revenue this year and reach revenue of $100 billion in 2027. Netflix is reportedly in talks to license video podcasts distributed by iHeartMedia, according to Bloomberg. iHeartMedia's podcast portfolio includes shows like The Breakfast Club, Las Culturistas, Jay Shetty Podcast, and Stuff You Should Know. Netflix is looking for exclusivity, which means video podcasts that it licenses from iHeartMedia could no longer be uploaded to YouTube. It's worth noting that if a deal does come together, iHeartMedia might not license its entire podcast catalog to the streaming service. The news comes a few weeks after Netflix signed a similar deal with Spotify that'll bring a curated selection of sports, culture, lifestyle, and true crime podcasts from Spotify Studios and The Ringer to Netflix. Under the Spotify deal, podcasts available on Netflix will be removed from YouTube but remain on Spotify. Some of Spotify's biggest shows, including The Joe Rogan Experience, will remain on YouTube. For Netflix, these video podcast deals will give it a way to better compete with YouTube, which is the most watched platform for video podcasts after surpassing 1 billion monthly active podcast viewers earlier this year. Spotify says its video podcasts are seeing increased consumer adoption. In its third quarter earnings report, the company shared that its video podcast catalog has expanded to nearly 500,000 shows, and more than 390 million users have now streamed a video podcast on the platform. That figure is up 54% year over year, and it also reflects Spotify's increased investment in the format. In June 2024, the company said it had some 250,000 video podcasts as it rolled out tools that let non-hosted podcasters upload their videos to the platform. The streaming giant also lets users engage with podcasts through comments, Q&As, and polls, making the app feel more like a social network. As a result, Spotify says that users' time spent with video content on Spotify has also more than doubled year over year, largely driven by video podcasts. In addition, video podcast consumption has increased by more than 80% since the launch of the Spotify Partner Program, or SPP, in January, which gives qualifying creators the ability to monetize their shows in new ways, including audience-driven payouts from Spotify Premium user engagement. The company also recently announced a partnership with Netflix to distribute its video podcast to a broader audience starting in 2026 in the United States, with more markets to follow. Investors didn't ask about the specifics of the revenue-sharing agreement on their earnings call. However, investors did want to understand how distributing podcasts off the platform would ultimately benefit Spotify. According to incoming CEO Alex Nordstrom, the move is meant to center Spotify as a creator's distribution hub. In addition, Spotify said the TV opportunity was a part of this equation, hence the recent upgrade of its Apple TV app. The more people can use Spotify across platforms, the more their usage increases, and that helps Spotify's ads business. Now to the latest in startup business news, all in about 1 minute with our friend producer Dennis.
Thank you, Imran, and we begin with Locket. This private social networking app for friends has scored a win with Gen Alpha users following the launch of its latest feature, Roll Call. The app, which lets friends share photos that then appear on home screen widgets, first hit the top of the App Store's charts in early 2022 by taking advantage of Apple's widget system to form the basis of its social network. Instead of updates sent via push notifications, the app's widget would update to show your friends newly posted photos. This, in turn, would drive engagement back in the app, prompting users to share their own photos in return. And Pine Labs, an Indian merchant commerce startup backed by PayPal and MasterCard, is going public this week at a valuation about 40% lower than its last private round, even as it doubles down on plans to take its fintech platform global. Founded in 1998, Pine Labs initially focused on deploying point-of-sale terminals for merchants, but has since evolved beyond payment acceptance to enable bill payments through platforms such as Amazon Pay and Cred, and to facilitate account aggregator-based transactions among a broader suite of payment, transaction, and acquiring services. And that'll do it for me. Imran, back to you.
And that's your Daily Crunch. Today's stories were reported by Sarah Perez, Rebecca Billan, Aisha Malik, and more awesome TechCrunch journalists. We'll see you here tomorrow. Same tech time, same Crunch channel, and until then, find us at TechCrunch.com.